Hello and welcome into Versus Podcast. My name is Matt. Alongside me is Blake. We are back. We are here for a MLB recap of the week. So, Blake, how has your week been going?
Been going good. Father's Day. I've been watching some golf, college baseball, MLB. It's a great time for sports for me, at least.
It is a great time. Other people think it's a slow time, but Blake thinks that it's a great time.
It's a great time.
We are going to be getting into the state of the MLB now and just our thoughts about each team. We will introduce you guys to our clubs. There's 3 clubs, and there is one that you don't want. There's one you want to be a part of. There's one you need to get out of, and there's one that you don't want to be stuck in. So we will get into that. But please make sure to like this video, subscribe, comment what you think of it. We would really appreciate any comments, any likes. Please make sure that we do that as we're trying to grow and just have some fun talking about baseball. But we would love the support out of it. So, yeah, you got anything else before we get into it?
Like the video, bro. Share it.
Seriously, let's go. Come on, people. Come on, people. Don't you want to see us make it in the world? All right.
Yeah.
But to make it, we got to have some hot takes, you know, for them YouTube shorts out there, maybe. Who knows? But let's get into the action, and let's introduce you to our first club. And, Blake, that is the Above 500 Club. This is where you want to be. You want to be here if you're one of these teams. You want to be here, and you want to make sure that you're always a part of this club. So let's start off with the hottest team, the best team in baseball this far into the season, and that is the Tampa Bay Rays. This last week, they split a series against the A's. Not really what you want, but I mean, there's some historic stuff going on there for the A's, so we'll kind of let it slide. Yeah. And they won their first game against the Padres. The Padres haven't been it, but they have some of the best players in baseball. So, what are your thoughts on the A's? Not the A's, the Rays so far?
Yeah, I kind of throw that A's series out of the way. I mean, splitting that with the reverse boycott and everything might have been expected almost. And then the game against the Padres with McClanahan against Darvish, that was an impressive win. Good pitching from McClanahan too, as usual. They always win when he's on the mound.
Yeah, and more. Oh no, you changed it. You don't have McClanahan anymore. I was gonna say more later, but he's gone.
Got booted.
He's gone. Yeah, the Rays have been just electric. They're one of the leaders, if not the leader, of teams like using stolen bases. So I feel like they've done a really good job of using these new rules and using those and being able to grow off of those. These new rules, I feel like, are helping teams like this that haven't really went into trying to. It feels like the last couple of years has been like home run or bust, like these big teams, like the Yankees the last couple of years. It's like, we want to hit bombs. But these teams that can play these small ball, I think it's a good thing. And so I like what the Rays are doing, and I just expect them to continue to, even with this. I mean, it's been impressive so far. Let's move on to their AL East foe, the Baltimore Orioles, which are 43-26. Been a super impressive team. They won 2 out of 3 in their last series against the Blue Jays, and then they lost the first game to the Cubs last night. But I mean, nothing really too much to. It's one game. So, what are your thoughts on the Orioles?
Gunnar Henderson getting going is the key thing there. He started to look really good. Rookie of the Year front runner to start the season. Kind of cold to start, but he's looking good now.
Yeah, he's looking really good. I mean, I feel like it just gets unnoticed, like untalked about now, because it's just like it's who he is. But just like Adley Rutschman, like who he is, man. Like it's just been so impressive. Like they have been well above 500 since he's been up here. They kind of broke out around the time he came up last year, and I just think like, in a league where, like, catchers, not everyone really values the catcher position, and honestly, there's not many good catchers out there. Like, they have a young and upcoming star who could be, like, an MVP candidate year to year, so it's just exciting to see them go, and I think it's just because they're so young is why, in the last episode, like, I'm not expecting them to, like, make the playoffs, but, like, they just keep going, and it's like, I'm just, like, thinking, like, we're talking about them, and I'm just like, why do I not have them in the playoffs? Like, what am I doing? I don't know. They're an impressive team.
Yeah, they don't even have Mullins yet. They don't even have Cedric back. He's been injured.
Yeah, who'd they get from the Yankees again? Who was that?
Aaron
He's been
Hicks.
playing. Yeah, feels bad for Yanks fans. Bad for Yanks fans. All right, let's get to another surprising team in baseball, and that's the Texas Rangers. And so they are 42-27. They lost they lost 3 out of 4 to the Angels, and then lost the first game of their series last night to the Blue Jays. Are you worried about the Rangers, or where are we at with them?
Um, Maybe like a little bit out of 10, maybe 3, just because their bats are looking to cool off a little bit. Besides Seager, Semyon especially, which in his snide, he broke out of it the last game, I think. But still, I mean, I'm not that worried. They got a good lead, so they can go on
Yeah.
a little snide like this for sure.
Yeah, I think also like the Astros injuries are kind of helping them to kind of be able to take that lead. But I mean, we'll see it. We'll talk about the Angels, but they're kind of getting going. I think it'll be telling to see how their bats can carry them because I mean they've lost to Grom like we talked about, and I just think that their pitchers might not be as good as needed to be able to keep this lead. So I'm worried about the Rangers winning the division, but I don't think I'm worried about them as a team as a whole just because they've been so impressive so far. But yeah, let's move on to their divisional foe, the Houston Astros. The Astros won 2 of 3 against the Nationals and then lost the first game of their series to the Reds. Are you worried about the Astros?
No, not really. I mean, they're injured. We already talked about this. They're injured. For being honest, they should have lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals, in my opinion, at least. The extra inning, like the whole running in the base path thing. He was clearly out of the base path, but that's
Yeah, that's true.
time for
Where Dave Martinez went crazy.
yeah, he showed the picture of the receipt.
Yeah, that was pretty
But
crazy. That was nuts.
yeah, they're running to a hot Reds team too. We'll see. I like this series that they're playing in right now. I like it.
Yeah. I think I'm not worried about them just because of their pedigree and who they are, and as we talked about, they're probably going to need to make some moves for some arms at the deadline. But the people that they've brought up have been great, and they need Jordan back. I mean, he's
Yeah.
one of the best hitters in baseball.
They're getting Brantley back soon, I think.
That'll
He
be a
hasn't
huge
played
one.
all year. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That'll be huge. Yeah, they've just been dealing with injuries, so I mean, they're 8 games above 500 with it. Let's talk about a team that is in this club because they played well, but I mean, recently probably shouldn't be. That's the New York Yankees at 39-31. They split a series with the Mets. In the game they won, they came back from 5-1, thankfully, but I mean, it's not like they were in a good place anyways. And then they lost the first game last night to the Red Sox 15-5. And I'll just start this one off and say, like, I'm worried about the Yankees. Like, this team is nothing without Judge. Harrison Bader has been out for a while. They don't have Carlos Rodon back yet. Like, they can get better, and they can, but, like, these teams like the Rangers and the Orioles and the Blue Jays, who they're barely ahead of right now, the Blue Jays being ahead of, like, there's so many teams. Like, if the Mariners start get going, like, they have to play so many games against teams like the Red Sox, like the Orioles. I'm starting to get worried that they might not be a playoff team this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not worried about him yet, just because all the injuries. I feel like it's almost the Astros, just not. I mean, you can be a little bit more worried just because Rizzo's looked bad, Volpe's looked bad. It's really only been, yeah, with Judge out, it's been Stanton's only good against the Mets, which he was, but besides that, they got really no offense right now.
They got
The
nothing. Man.
pitching, yeah, the pitching's been good though. I'm not worried about him yet. I'm not,
Okay.
just because the
I'll
bullpen.
probably eat my word. I'll eat my words in a little bit, but let's go to a pretty hot team right now. A team that I feel like doesn't get talked about enough. That's the Los Angeles Angels, sitting at 40-32. Like we said, they won 3 out of 4 against the Rangers, and then they just won their first game of their series against the worst team in baseball, the Kansas City Royals. So,
Oh, I don't know about
are
that.
they?
I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But I mean, the Angels are going. But I mean, it's the Shohei show. That's what it is. It's Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, this team, if Shohei slows down at all, and we'll get into Shohei Ohtani later. Don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
But like, if he slows down, what are they? Like, what is their team? I feel like they're, I don't know.
Yeah.
With how many
No,
good teams there are, like, I expect, yes, good job, Angels, good job. I'm happy for you. You're playing well right now. But do you really see the Angels making the playoffs over the Yankees?
No. What gives me a little hope though about it is they had two either 2 or 3 injuries during the series, including their starting shortstop and uh, good role piece in Urshela. I guess their shortstop that got hurt was getting going though, Zach Neto, and then he got
Yeah.
injured. But yeah, it's the Shohei Ohtani show. I mean, Taylor Ward starting to heat up, but yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Like good series win, but still a little worried
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah. Do they sell Otani? Maybe we shouldn't be talking
No,
about this already.
no, they don't.
Come on, like,
They're
dude, think
close.
about
They're
it though.
close. They're very close, and they actually have the prospects to get one guy. They do. I think they do.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. And let's go to the last team in this tier, and that is the Toronto Blue Jays. They're in this tier, but an okay week for them. 39-32 is their record right now as of this recording. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Orioles, like we talked about, and they won their first game of the series against the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
What do we think of the Blue Jays?
I want to see how this series goes with the Rangers for sure. A good first one for them, but yeah, they're weird. I think they're just trying to survive, kind of. So I mean, they don't even have any injuries either. That's the problem. So like, this is basically their best team. So they're either gonna have to go to the deadline, or just hope Manoah just comes back.
What do
from
they
there.
need? Like if you're the Blue Jays general manager, sorry, I don't know the name off the top of my head. Like what are
Yeah.
you getting at the deadline? Like what do you think they need? Like what are they missing?
They need a mid to high leverage reliever. I would say a starting pitcher, and then for the offense, you just gotta hope Varsho gets going. The one thing that was good for the Blue Jays was Matt Chapman got back on track, so he looks like he's starting to get going again. But yeah, I would just say pitching at the deadline.
Yeah, especially like with Manoah going as he's down in their facility or whatever. Like they need pitching. I mean, I feel like they're actually decent with starting pitching. I just think that having that extra could make them something better. And then, yeah,
Yeah,
I think the Blue Jays will be there. They just seem so talented, man. Like I just don't see them not being there in the end. But
yeah,
um, let's get into the NL of our tier above 500 club. So in the club for the NL, we'll start out with the Atlanta Braves. What is your thought of the Atlanta Braves after they won 2 or 3 against the mighty Tigers and they won 1 game against the Rockies?
they're just
Some powerhouse teams right there. Some powerhouse teams. You know?
yeah, they're just Atlanta's. I mean, we're recording right now, but they're winning 9-0 against the Rockies right now. So they're just killing the teams they should kill for the most part. I know they lost one, but like
Acuna, your MVP right now, NL?
uh yes, yeah. MVP right now. Yeah.
I feel like he is. Maybe my boy Corbin, but
Freddie.
Freddie's up
Freddie's
there.
up there.
Freddie's up
Yeah,
there.
Freddie.
Freddie's up
But
there.
yeah, it's Ronald right now. Yeah, it's Ronald.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think they just keep going. I mean, I don't know where they get these pitchers from, and just I love when I tell you I love Spencer Strider. That dude is a dog. I just
Yeah.
love watching him pitch, man. We went to a game there last year and he was pitching, dude, and he threw like I think it was 9 or 10 strikeouts in like the first 2 or 3 3 innings or whatever. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
4 innings. He's crazy, man.
He's-
Like he averages that many strikeouts. It's crazy. It's fun to watch him.
He's basically
It's
the
fun to watch him
Javier.
go.
He's basically Christian Javier on the Braves. They're basically the same pitcher. High strikeouts, but yeah, not a lot of innings, but it doesn't matter because he probably won't give up any runs in 5 innings.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's true. Let's go over to a team that is first placed in the NL West. Something that you Dodger folk might not know what it's like to be in first place
Yeah.
in the NL West. The Snakes, my Snakes. Some people around John Boy Media thinks it's Jake's Snakes. I don't know if you know John Boy and Jake. Shout out Jake. I love you, Jake. But it's my Snakes. My Snakes. I'm from here. Give them to me. But they're 42-28. They've lost 3 out of 4 against the Phillies. And then they won a game that I was at last night. They
Okay.
beat the Cleveland Guardians 5-1. Zach Gallen was Zach Gallen. Besides Jose Ramirez hitting a solo shot, that was the only run that they scored. But let me hear what you think about my Snakes. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna relax and let you talk about my Snakes because I love them.
Okay, I mean, this is kind of what we got to worry about, though, because the rotation is starting to become like a 2-3 scenario. You got two good pitchers, and you got three dudes out there.
Only two. No. This is continually this year. It's two guys. It's two.
Yeah, this week basically describes my issue with them. The bats kind of, I mean, are cold. Not really, though. I mean, Carroll's still going. It's more the pitching. I mean, everything's just a little bit less than it was in the beginning of the season. Like, nothing's extremely cold, but nothing's extremely hot.
Man, I was expecting you to go off about how great my Snakes are. But, I mean, I'll take it. I understand. I think the pitching is an issue. Like I've said, I don't think that we win this division. I think the Dodgers do because pitching's an issue. Like, the Dodgers have these guys coming up and throwing great. Who's your guys' guy that came up last night?
Emmett Sheehan. We have the best AAA rotation ever.
Yeah, and so they're doing that, and we have Brandon Pfaadt, who's one of our top prospects, come up, and he can't stay up. He had to get sent back down. They gave him so many chances, and so they just came out, I believe, last night and said Dre Jameson, like it's past for him to be a starter because people were asking, like, is he going to be in the rotation now? And they've said no, like we're not going to have him in the rotation, and so they've got to make a move at the deadline if they want to compete. I know you'll kind of get into it later, but Lourdes has cooled down. That's a little worrisome. But Christian Walker played really well last night. So
yeah, I mean, Zach Davies isn't bad. He's just not like you got to score to win those games. And they have one more guy left in the system, and I want to see come up. His name is Blake Walston. I like him. He's a lefty. He was in the top 100 last year. I hope he gets called up soon.
Okay, yeah, let's get into the Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers, Blake's Dodgers. Dodger fan Dolan, some people call you, I've heard. But they won 2 out of 3 against the White Sox, and then lost their first game to the Giants. So big rivalry this weekend. How you feeling?
It was actually last night was going really good. Then Chris Taylor and David Peralta both left with hamstring injuries. We're waiting on the results to see how long, if they will be out or on the injured list. And then we just kind of fell apart. So, I don't know. We're just so banged up. We're just trying to survive. I mean, we just put Muncy on the IL. So, I mean, yeah, it was a good series against the White Sox. The White Sox are kind of hot, too, so I was okay with it 2 out of 3. What do you mean?
Kind of hot.
Robert's been hot. Robert and Jimenez have been getting going, so I'm okay. I'm okay with the 2 out of 3 right now.
Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Yeah, I mean, I've said it. I think that the Dodgers are a good team. They always will continue to be there, and I think that they'll find a way to pass the D-backs just because they're such a good marathon team. They kind of have it the most down out of anyone. Like, they're always up there with 100 wins, so I'm not worried about them. They'll be fine. Let's go to the Marlins real quick. The Miami Marlins, 39-31, and they lost 2 out of 3 to the Mariners, and then they won their first game against the Nationals. What are your thoughts on the Marlins? You see them being a team that competes, or where are you at with them?
Yeah, I think they'll compete just because at the deadline their GM said they're gonna get going. But the series right here that they played against the Mariners, it was all pitching, and it kind of shows when they face a team with good pitching like the Mariners, they're gonna run into trouble, just because they're not gonna hit anything, and if you score even 2 runs on their starting pitchers, the chances of them winning are slim, and that's what happened that series.
Luis Arraez now under 400 after that series, so he's been their dude. He sucks. Yeah. If you're under 400, you suck. I know. Yeah. But I'm just saying, they lose 2 out of 3. If he's not going, they haven't had much other offense. Solaire's been going a little bit, I think.
Yeah, he's been getting going, but yeah, that's it pretty much.
So Sandy hasn't looked good either.
The whole year, though. So it's almost remarkable.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I know. Because you would have probably said he's one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in baseball before this year.
Yeah, like if you told me the Marlins were like, what are they? 15?
39 and 31.
Yeah, 8 games over 500, and Alcantara's been this bad. I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah. All right, let's move over to the Giants that are playing your Dodgers. Obviously, won Game 1 last night, and they swept the Cardinals. Before that, Cardinals fans out there, you won't be hearing about your team, most likely. But the Giants are hot, man. They're playing good baseball.
Yeah. Not gambling advice, but had their over season win total. I'm proud about that right now. But they're just a scrappy team. They're like, when they show up, you know you're gonna get 3 good games. They're gonna be close, and if you get to that bullpen, it's gonna be hard to get any runs. You got to hit their starters. Their starters are the weak point besides Logan Webb, but yeah, they were hitting the heck out of the ball against the Cardinals. It was crazy.
Yeah, good job, Giants. Cardinals suck.
Yeah.
That's all you get, Cardinals. Let's move on to the Phillies. They're getting hot too. These are 2 hot teams. They're barely over 500. We're barely in the over 500 club, but if we were recording this about a week ago, they wouldn't be. They won 3 out of 4 against the Snakes and won the first game against the A's. You got a weekend series against the A's. Let's go, Phils. It's their time. It just feels like it's gonna happen. So it's their time to go.
Yeah. You'll talk about the player later, but JT looking very good right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, baby. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. That's all.
Yeah.
That's the cycle for you non-baseball folk, but we'll get into that. Yeah, I mean, they looked really good. I mean, they lost the first game 9-8. I don't know if you watched that game against the D-backs, but
Yeah.
I was at that game as well. Fight that happened, brawl that happened, got in between. It ended up actually being Torrey talking crap to JT, telling him not to hit Corbin Carroll. Since then, they've kind of, it's not that big of a deal or anything like that. But in that game also, it was 9-8, and they had a guy up, and the ball went like 2 feet foul. Like 2 feet foul. They called it a home run. The dude runs around the bases, and then they realized that it was a foul ball the whole time. And so the Phillies end up losing that game 9-8, and then they scored 15 the next day. And I think they scored like 5 or 6 both the other 2 games. Like, their offense is going. That's their formula. Their pitchers are starting to go, as I will talk about later as well. Man, I had the Mets higher than the Phillies coming into the year, but I mean, I got the Phillies finishing higher than the Mets for sure now. Like, I really like this team. I really like them.
Yeah. They're good. I mean, the one bad thing from this week was just the Dominguez got put on the IL today. But besides that, I mean, yeah, they've been going good. I don't know why we even doubted them, to be honest. Like, they did this last year. Should have just expected it, to be honest.
Do you imagine if they played baseball in April and May? Like,
Yeah.
they would be a good team. All right, let's go to the last team. Barely in this tier. This is it. The last team in the tier, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers. Honestly, not a good week, but you're there because of a win against the Pirates last night. But besides that, they got swept by the Twins, who have been great pitching team, but average otherwise. Gave up 5? Is it 5 runs in that game where Correa hit the walk-off? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
5 or 6.
So who's going to win the Central? Who? They all suck. Who's good?
One team will go for it at the deadline. They'll just take it. That's what I'm thinking right now. That's the
The
only thing I can
Brewers
think
didn't
of.
last year. Do you think the Brewers are going to? Like,
I think
they're not
selling.
going to. They didn't last year. Exactly. That's what they did last year, was sell.
Yeah.
I hate the NL Central. I hate them all.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the first game or second game when Devin Williams came in and blew that save. That was heartbreaking.
That was
for
the
Brewers
Correa
right
game.
there.
That was the
Yeah,
Correa game.
That was
Dude,
heartbreaking.
like, are we actually about to have a Pirates and Reds race for the NL Central? Or, like, do you think the Brewers will be fine, like, decent enough to hang around? Or how do you see it playing out?
The Brewers just activated a couple dudes. think it was like Winker and someone else. Um, they're getting healthier. They'll definitely be around. It's like it's hard not to be around in this division. Almost, it's hard not to be around.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know,
This
man.
division sucks. It's
I'll
just,
also talk about another player from the Brewers, but you don't want to be talked about, but you're going to get talked about.
fair
But
enough.
let's go to the On the Border. This is our second club, On the Border Club. You don't want to be here, but at least
Yeah.
you're not all the way at the bottom. So in this tier is people that are like roaming around 500. Next time we do one of these in a week, they could be over 500. Next time, they could be in the other club that you do not want to be a part of. And so we're just going to give quick takes on these teams. And you got to be over 500 securely to be talked about on this podcast. I'm sorry, it's the rules. It's just the
Yeah.
rules. So let's start off with the Boston Red Sox. They're sitting right at 500 at 35-35. They lost 2 out of 3 against the Rockies. And then they won the first game 15-3, like we said, against the Yankees. Give me your quick take on the Red Sox.
All I gotta say is they're just mid. That's all I want
They
to say
are-
about them. Mid.
They
mid,
are
mid
what their
everywhere.
record shows.
Yeah.
Their record is exactly where they are. That doesn't matter. You play against the Twins and the White Sox. If you want to go, it's time to go. It's time to go
Facts.
now. You play 2 Centrals teams.
Especially
It's time
the
to go if you
Twins.
want to be a part of the party. Yeah. And then the next team we got, another mid team. In first place in the AL Central, the Minnesota Twins are at 35-35. That is right. We went all the way through the over 500 club, and there was no AL Central teams talked about. Maybe we should be saying they're the worst division in baseball. They swept the Brew Crew. Good job, Twins. They lost the first 2 games to the Tigers, though. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Man, I've been backing them the whole season. I'm still backing them. I think they're gonna run away with it. Royce Lewis, I like him. Good rookie. He's the guy that tore his ACL last year. He's looking good. But if Correa gets going, there's no way they don't run away with it.
That's all
No
I was
way.
going to say. All I got to say is Correa's got to go. You got to go. Next series are against the Red Sox and Tigers. You're losing 2 to the Tigers right now, but you have another series coming up against them. You got to start going. Get that lead. Don't let the Guardians hang around. You can't let that happen. Let's go to the Mariners. They've been under 500 most of the season, but they're sitting at 34-34 now. They won 2 out of 3 against the Marlins, like we talked about. Won their first game against the White Sox. And then their next 2 series are against the Yankees and the Orioles. So give me your quick take on the Mariners.
The bats heat up, which I think they're starting to. They'll get going. That's just me. I think they'll get going. The bullpen's been a little banged up here and there, but they're starting to get going too. That's all I got on them, really. They're just mid kind of 2 right now.
Yeah, please get going, please, because I have a future bet that you make the playoffs. So please go. That's all I got to say.
And baseball's better with Seattle fans. It's better.
Yeah. All right, last team in the AL that is in this tier, the Cleveland Guardians at 32-37. Lost 2 out of 3 against the Padres. Lost the first game to my Snakes last night. And then their next 2 series are against the Athletics and the Brewers. What did you take on the Guard Dogs?
Oh, gosh. I thought after the Astros series where they hit that walk-off, they get going. Nope. They're making me look dumb. They don't have, this is the healthiest they're going to be, besides Kyle Quantrill. So I don't believe in them. Sell.
Yeah, we'll see. They have a big piece to sell if they want to. And his name is Shane Bieber.
Yeah.
Come to my Snakes, please. I would love Shane Bieber. I would love him. Okay, let's go. Let a man dream. Let a man dream.
I'll let you
Thank you. All right, let's get to the Cincinnati Reds, 35-35. America's team, as they are calling themselves. Are the Cincinnati Reds America's team? We have to start there.
No. America's team's the good hole. Come on, guys. You're in the NL Central. Come on. This is awful. America's team, you walk off the Royals. Nice. Okay, come on. Gosh, bro, beat some good teams on. Actually,
Hey, swept the Royals. Swept the Royals, beat the Astros last night. Your next series are against the Rockies and Braves. This is your division, Reds.
This is the one team we can talk about more, just because they're young and exciting. This is the exception.
Dude, they are so much fun to watch. Like,
yeah.
Their young prospect comes up, and he is electric. Like, what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I got a little bold take here. You put Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly on the Reds. They are basically the D-backs. Not with as good of a record, but they are basically the D-backs in my opinion.
Wow.
Like, really think about how much better their record would be. Like, Hunter Green's their ace.
But they get to play so many more Centrals teams. Like, you put the D-backs in the Central, and I think the D-backs are a lot better than they are. But, I mean, they are only a couple, like, what is it, 7? I think the D-backs have 42 wins.
So. No, you guys are definitely better. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you put a dog like Gallen on their team. Yeah. And then, like, a stable guy like Kelly, I mean.
They feel like, to me, like the Orioles last year, and I think that they're an exciting team that's going to sell at the deadline.
Yeah.
I don't see them buying.
Yeah, they have to, or maybe just stay packed. I hope they just do that. But
you said last time you think India's going, so we'll see.
Yeah, I do.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's talk about their Central mid-mate, the Pittsburgh Pirates, 34-34. Hey, if you're in a Central Division, you can win the division at 500. That's what's been told this year, and it's disgusting, and I hate it. I hate it. But I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates swept the Cubs. Good job. Oh, no, sorry. Not good job. You got swept by the Cubs. Read that wrong. My apologies. That's not good.
No.
Lose first game to the Brewers in their series, another mid-team. And their next series are against the Cubs and Marlins. The Pirates started out so well, and they're going to be terrible the rest of the year. Like, they're going to the Cardinals are going to finish higher than them. I truly believe that.
Yeah, they still don't have O'Neal Cruz, which is unfortunate. But I don't think that would make much of a difference either way. Yeah, they'll definitely sell. I'll see probably Bednar be going, but yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. And then we got the New York Mets at 33-36. With a split against the Yankees, and you won the first game against the Cardinals. The Mets are not good. Pete Alonso is out. That is my take.
You know what? I'll go there right with you. And that is basically what I was going to say about them.
All right, there's nothing else to say. All right, let's go to the Padres at 33-36 as well. Won 2 out of 3 against the Guardians. Lost the first game to the Rays. Their next series are against the Giants and Nationals. This is a big team for this Versus podcast. If anyone does not know, the two hosts coming to you right now, myself and Blake Dolan, have a bet on if the Padres make the playoffs. So we might differ a little bit, but I think they're going to get going. Gary Sanchez has been a dog for them, and I think they're so good. I think they're going to go. Get going. Keep going.
Like, I just don't. I mean, okay. I actually think they'll get going a little bit because I think they can beat the Giants and Nationals. I think they can go on a little streak here and look pretty good. And then after those two series, one of their big guys will get injured and their depth will have to play and they'll suck.
I mean, that has been what's happened so far, so I can't argue with you.
Like, they go on streaks and the depth has to play.
Let's talk about the last team in this tier, and that is the Chicago Cubs at 32-37. They got swept. They sweep the Pirates. I apologize.
Yes.
They swept the Pirates. Good job. You won your first game against the Orioles. Good job. Next series against the Pirates and Cardinals. This is the time, Cubs. This is the time to figure out if you are going to be in the dance, if you're going to be a part of this party, or if you're going to sell it all. Because you got a lot of rentals.
Oh, yeah, they do. I'll just say two things. Bellinger activated. They go on a streak. Not a coincidence to me, at least. And Stroman is a dog.
Stroman is a dog, dude. He's a dog. He's gonna
Yeah.
get paid.
Yeah.
Go Cubs, go! Come on, guys, it's time to go.
They won
Let's go.
today, too. So
All right, before we finish up and get into our hot and cold segment and our top performances segment, it's time for the Under 500 Club. You don't want to be here. Some people
No.
might be like, "Hey, Matt, what's going on?" The Chicago Cubs are 32-37. These teams have no shot in the next week to be able to get to 500 and be in the mid club that we have here. And we have 7 unfortunate teams, and I'm sorry if you're rooting for one of these teams, but we have the Chicago White Sox in the AL. We have the Chicago White Sox at 30-41, the Detroit Tigers 29-39, the Oakland Athletics at 19-53, the Kansas City Royals at 18-51, the Colorado Rockies at 29-43, the Washington Nationals at 27-41, and the St. Louis Cardinals at 27-43. The third worst team in baseball, record-wise.
worst team in the NL.
Worst team
Worst
in
team?
the NL. Worst team. That hurt me. I'm tired of that. Let's get into the hot and cold segment. I want some fun stuff
sucked.
going on.
Yeah, that sucked.
That was
Yeah.
not fun. I didn't enjoy that.
Not at all.
So I think we need to go hot first this time. I need some hotness around me. I got a cute little guy staring at me right now named Blake Dolan. I need some more hotness around me. Okay. Blake, who is your hot player of the week? Give it to me.
Christopher Morel on the Chicago Cubs. This last week, he's been batting 518 at bats with 3 extra base hits, including 1 home run, 8 RBIs, and a 1,500 OPS. Honestly, he's been raking since he got called up. He's been going for them. He's been one of their only pieces where you know he's going to be hitting each day.
There we go. For the season, he has an OPS of 1.063, an OPS plus of 180, and his slugging percentage is 709. So, congratulations, Christopher Morel. You are Blake's hot performer of the week. And we'll go to my hot performer of the week now, and that is Mr. JT Real Muto. And as we said, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 hits for my dog. And you know what he did with those hits? Just a little homer. Just a little triple, a double, and a single. My dog hit for the cycle on Monday night and continued to go. In his last 7 games, he has hit 3 home runs, has 7 RBI, is batting .308 and an .885 slugging. And for the year, he's now up to an OPS of .802. So, congratulations to JT Real Muto. Let's go. Good work.
Yeah.
Good work. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me cold.
Yeah,
Give me
back
cold.
to bad news here.
This one hurts, man. But just give it to me.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is my cold hitter of the week. His last 22 at-bats, he's gone hitless with 8 strikeouts, not to mention against average pitching for the most part against the Phillies and Tigers. Now, to be fair, he has been a streaky hitter throughout his career. So I think when you traded for him, you had to expect this a little bit. You had to expect the highs and lows.
When I traded for him, I thought he was going to be a piece that got moved at the deadline because we were going to be about an average team. So
Yeah, fair enough.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But his OPS is down to 832, and his batting average is down to 279, which he was over 300 before this cold spell. Let's get this cold spell done with. Willy Adames, I'm going to call him part of the Central Mid. You're just mid. Maybe we just start calling those divisions mid, because that's what you are.
Trash. Even.
But mid to trash. We have to find a word in between mid and trash of what they are. Willy Adames, the last 7 games, 4 hits, 0 extra base hits, a 138 average, and a 138 slugging. He's only for the season at a 652 OPS and a batting average of 201. This is supposed to be one of their best hitters.
Yeah.
It's not been good. I know he dealt with a little bit of an injury halfway through the year, but
And when he goes,
okay, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Let's get into our last segment, and that is our hitters and pitchers of the week. Blake, give me your hitter of the week. Let's hear it. Or sorry, let's start with pitchers. Pitchers.
We'll do pitcher? Okay.
We'll do
Jose
pitchers
Berrios. Everyone thought he was done after last year. And I did too. I'll admit it. I was one of those people who thought, you know what? He just looked so bad last year. No way. Well, his last 3 outings against the Mets, Astros, and Orioles, he went 19 2/3, 13 strikeouts, only 3 earned runs. Those are some quality lineups. He even shut out the Orioles. He's looking not back to what he was, but good enough for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's been good. 7-4 this year with a 3.28 ERA. So, good for you, Jose Berrios. Congratulations. The first ever pitcher of the week goes to you. Congratulations, you did it. Woo! Good job. Okay, my pitcher of the week. You know what? I left the stadium last night. I was at the Snakes game, and I was like, you know what? Zach Gallen, look at what he does. Look at what he did. I know tomorrow on the podcast is what I'm talking about. You know what? I went, nah, he always does that. That's just him. That's who he is. So I'm like, I can't get him out. But this guy has not been playing well to start out the year. But he started to get going. And that is another Philly that I'm going to talk about, and that is Taijuan Walker. The dude has started to go in his last 3 outings. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 8 Ks. Next outing, 5 inning pitch, 2 hits, 5 Ks. And then the next outing, 0 earned runs as well in that second outing. And then the last outing that he just had last night, he did 8 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits. That's okay. Only 1 earned run and 8 Ks. The dude's going. You said that the Phillies are like average pitching. If this dude goes, they could be a really good staff if Zach Wheeler starts going as well. I just congratulations to Taijuan Walker. I'm so proud of you. Good job.
Yeah, they paid him to do that too, so he better be doing that.
Yep. All right. Give me your hitter of the week, Blake. Give it to me.
All right. This guy's not like he's not a very he's hot, but not the hottest. But I picked him because his team needs him, and that's Teoscar Hernandez. He's batting .421 with a 1.395 OPS, including 5 extra base hits and 2 home runs. He's a pivotal piece for the Mariners if they want to come back. They signed him to hit bombs and drive in runs, and he's finally looking like he might do that.
They trade or sign him? I forgot.
Well, wait. Did they trade? Let me see.
I think they traded for him.
Yeah, it was traded. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, because they gave up one of their relievers. Yeah, you're right. Anyways, he's still meant to. They got him to do that, so I'm happy he's doing it now.
Yeah. Good job, Teoscar. I have your under for home runs this season though, so let's not go with the power. Right. Please no.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. Whoops, gambling problem. Whoops. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't have a gambling problem. I'm not that crazy.
What's the home run total at?
23 or 24 and a half, I think.
Ooh. Okay.
He's at 12.
Shoot.
Wait, no, his might be 27 and a half.
Yeah, I was about to say, 24.
27.
That's pretty
27 and a half. Because I think I took Trey Turner's over at 23 and a half, which has not looked good.
Yeah.
But hopefully he starts to get going. But my guy, man, he is, without a doubt, the best player in baseball. There's no doubt in my mind, and that is Mr. Shohei Ohtani. In his last 7 games, that series against the Rangers was electric. That bat flip, electric. Last 7 games, 12 hits, 5 home runs in his last 7 games. 5 home runs. With a slugging of 1.208. That brings him to for the total for the year, he's at a 1.006 OPS and a 171 OPS plus.
Yeah.
The dude is going. The dude is so good. I know his pitching hasn't been the best it could possibly be, but you know what? he's pitching and playing baseball, and he continues to freaking just do this, man. Oh, he's so good.
No, I saw a stat on him. I gotta read it. So Shohei Ohtani leads the Angels in batting average, home run, RBIs, on base percentage, slugging, OPS, triples, stolen bases, starting pitching wins, ERA, innings pitched, strikeouts, Ks per 9, WHIP, batting average against, and batting WAR against. Like you said, he's their full team, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy
It's
what
nuts,
he's doing.
Dude, can you imagine if he, like, I know he has Mike Trout, but, like, if he actually is on a team that has help. Like, think if he's on the Dodgers, bro. Like, how are they losing? Like, how are you guys losing if you have Shohei Ohtani? Because he's going to go to the – if he leaves the Angels, he's going to go to the Dodgers or the Yankees.
Giants. Sneaky.
Giants. Maybe the Cardinals, I would have said before this year. Probably not now.
Yeah. He wants to win.
Yeah, man. He's so much fun to watch. He's so good. So congratulations. All right, those are our performers of the week. And so to kind of wrap up the episode, as we always do, we're going to turn it back to a passage of scripture for y'all. So the scripture that I have for you guys today is John 8:12, which says, again, Jesus spoke to them saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And I'm here to encourage you guys that as long as you are turning to Jesus and follow him, like, you're going to be able to have a tremendous more happiness and tremendous more joy to be able to serve him and be able to just further his kingdom. And so we're just here to bring that to you guys. Obviously, we love to talk about sports and talk about that, but wanted to share that with you guys as well, just because, I mean, it's just something that we're passionate about and want to make sure that you guys know. And remember, Jesus loves you. Look at right there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But, Blake, do you have anything else for us talking about baseball today?
Nah, not really. I mean, go check out the College Baseball World Series tonight. Could be seeing 2 future MLB pitchers on the mound, and Paul Skeens and Chase Dollander. Both could be top 10 picks. I mean, I'm keying in on that tonight.
There you go. And I'm here to tell you to go watch some baseball. It is a lot more fun this year, I feel like. Enjoy it. Yeah. It's the best. We'll be talking more NFL offseason stuff in the next couple episodes, or next episode coming up. We're going to be kind of having this Monday ep be a little bit more of baseball focus, and then talk about other things as well on our Friday episode. But that's kind of our schedule for now. We appreciate y'all to tuning in for this. Please like this video, subscribe, comment anything. Comment if you think that your team is going to be doing better than we're talking about. And we're just so thankful for y'all's support. And we will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Go Dodgers.